Hey guys, it's the Arty Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. And right then, guys, you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin. Come on, let's go. Baby, yes, going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes, guys, if you're new here today and you are into gaming retrospectives, complete unboxed experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes, guys, if you are enjoying the artsy game mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then yeah, just pop on your notification bell, powered by Tails. Well, I hope you enjoyed my lovely complete unbox experience of Simpsons Hit and Run on the PlayStation 2 yesterday. What an absolute gem of a game, and I can't believe it is finally in my collection. So of course, guys, if you haven't seen it already, definitely check out the video down below and enjoy that complete unbox experience. So oh yes, but of course, guys, it's the weekend. It's a let's draw or a let's colour, a let's get creative, whatever you want to call it. And this definitely inspired me for this weekend. The bold black lines and the pops of colour really wanted me to get to grips with my collaboration today with Tea Break Drawing. Oh yes. Now, over the Christmas break, we were in communication again to do another collaboration. And yes, this was the plan. So over the Christmas period, I drew this quite nice Shadow the Hedgehog here, and he actually at the same time sent over this really awesome Pokemon here. Didn't really have any intention of doing a collaboration at the time, but I was like, wow, actually this looks really, really cool, and I love the color red here, and Shadow has a few little red highlights here. Maybe I could, boom, merge them together and again create a very similar idea to what I did with the Pikachu pumpkin over the Halloween break, where I actually cut up that pumpkin, made some small little, yeah, whatever you would call it, little cut-ups, would you say? And then I actually made a collage effect around some of the orange areas. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, let's go and do a similar thing here. Let's go and, cut up. Tea Break's Pokemon here, and actually pop a little bit of a collage effect in this lovely big red spike here. So yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do today. And you know what, guys, I might even mix it up a little bit more. We might even do a little bit of detail down on the floor work here. But also, I might actually do a bit of a, I would call an abstract piece actually, where I cut around the Shadow itself and pop him right on top of this red Pokemon here, and it'll actually kind of be quite a splodge of red and black, which actually is more of like an artistic feel to it, like I said, abstract. So yeah, we'll see how we get on and see how it unplays. And guys, I want you to join me for the ride. Yep, so that's exactly what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna record all, and I hope you enjoy the Artsy Gamer Mess and Madness video of me doing this today. So yeah, if you are following along with me, I mean, you may not have necessarily done a I was about to say Sonic then, whatever, Shadow. But you may have an art piece that you're looking to do a little bit of collaging with, and you know, you could get an easy printout online of something very similar or of a similar color, and then yeah, I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to do a bit of a collage effect. So yeah, absolutely, because I know I do have some people who like to follow along with me over on the weekends. So if you are up for doing something like that, you will of course need a glue stick. Definitely get one of those. You will need some scissors, obviously, because you will need to cut it up in, what did I call it? Snippets of paper, you know.
Snippets of paper, you know.
rough and ready here. So yeah, some lovely scissors, of course, and I would advise getting a bowl actually, so you can put all the snippets of paper in your bowl, and then they're just easy to access, aren't they? I have already gone a little bit Blue Peter style and cut some up already, but you know, that's just to save a little bit of time when we get over to the art studio. So yeah, there we go. We're going to head over there now, and we're going to get a little bit artsy fartsy.
Artsy fartsy.
I'll see you over there. Right then, guys, so here we are in the art studio, and here is my Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, this is my original piece, and I'm not going to actually touch my original piece. I am maybe going to do this as a bit of a giveaway. So I have actually photocopied some of these, and this is just going to be kept to one side as a little bit of reference. So what I have done is, like I said, I have photocopied my original here, and this is the one that we're going to be doing the collage effect on today. All right, so just popping that down there. Okay then, so first things first, the reason why I have actually kept it on a lovely big A4 piece of paper here is because we're going to use this side for a little bit of sticking and gluing, and then we can easily transfer onto Shadow here. Even if you don't have that space, I would advise getting another bit of paper just so you can easily glue your stuff without getting it on tables or stuff like that. I would avoid using newspaper though, because the ink can actually get onto the glue, and then you can get kind of like black fingerprints, and then that can kind of get dotted around a lot of your artwork. So I would advise going for paper when you are going to do a bit of collaging. All right then, so that's our setup there. I've got my bowl of, I said, snippets of paper, if that's what you want to call it, just to one side there. Definitely have that to hand. Now, to start off with, guys, I have printed out T-Break's Pokemon in a smaller form factor here. Now, this is just a little bit easier for the size that I'm working with. Bearing in mind, I'm only looking to do this spike here. So you don't need to go and print out loads and loads and loads, because in your head, sometimes you're thinking, gosh, I've got actually quite a big bit to fill here. I'll need loads and loads of copies to kind of cut out and get loads and loads of bits of paper. But I tell you what, guys, probably that is even too much. So just one small copy is absolutely fine. And what I would advise is cut around the colours that you need. Now, obviously here, look, there's a big bit of grey and white that's just not necessary. So I would advise just cutting around the colour that you need. Now, you're kind of having to avoid the fact that this is an actual piece of art here, and you've got to get it in your head that it is just the colour that you need. So look, oh, I feel really bad destroying T-Brick's Pokemon here.
Oh, I feel really bad destroying T-Brick's Pokemon here.
But it's all for the better. Not to say that this Pokemon is not good on its standalone. It's really, really beautiful, but you know, I just want to do a bit of a fun collaboration. Okay, and then of course, all you need to do is just, snip off that bit there. And this is all you need to work with now, guys. Just start to snip and chop and chip away at that piece of, I would call it just a shape that you've made with the art, and then just pop it in a bowl to one side. Of course, I've already done that, so I'm just going to pop all of this to one side now. There we go. Okay, so we're pretty much set. Now, what I woo, blue.
Blue.
What I do like to do first is actually get your glue stick and just go around the area that you want that bit of glue to go on to then stick your collage effect down with. So that's what I'm going to do first, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if the glue just starts to dry a little bit. Absolutely fine, just go over it. But it's just a starting point, actually. It really is just a starting point. Why couldn't I get that lid off that well? And guys, I mean, I get through a lot of glue sticks. So again, it really just depends on the kind of the artist you are. But when you do kind of collage effects, I would advise going with a brand new glue stick, just so we've got like a really sharp edge, okay, to then really, really go to detail and very, very carefully go around the area that you want glued. When you've got like a big fat glue that's kind of like all curved at the end. It is very hard to get that dexterity. You can even get smaller glue sticks than this. In fact, I would advise actually going a little bit smaller if you are working with quite a small area. But today, this is the only glue stick I've got, but it is brand new, and that's what we're going to do. So I'll just show you now. All right, so I'm just going to now just work that glue almost like it's a pencil. All right, just in the area that you want everything to be stuck down on. All right, just like that. Okay, lovely. And just try and be as neat as possible. All right, okay, lovely. Now I'm pretty happy with that. Nice thick bit of glue all in that red area, and you've been very, very careful not to kind of go out of the lines there. Yeah, lovely, look at that. And of course, yeah, you can start to circle it now a little bit. There we go. Lovely. And then already you can see that that glue has started to just curve now. That's all it takes. It really does before it starts to curve. But that's fine. You know, I use other things, you know, that doesn't really require very, you know, precise dexterity. So of course this glue will be used again. It's not just going to get thrown away. But anything like that, I would advise going for a brand new glue stick just to get us going. All right then, so that is nice and gluey, and you'll be surprised that stays sticky for quite a long time, guys. So do not panic. Once that's down, don't think there's a rush to get gluing. Please, please don't rush. Now we're going to come to this side and actually start to work some of the snippets of paper with a bit of glue now. Okay, now of course I want to pick up predominantly red because that is the area that I'm working with. All right, so here we go. Just going to come in now and pick a nice, probably long red bit for the camera. Why not? Okay, here we go. Nice long red bit here. Now instantly I could probably put this straight down onto the area that I've glued there. Okay, lovely stuff. Nice. And of course, what's the great about this is you can just kind of like slide it around where you want it because that glue has already been placed, which is great. Look, there we go. Now, obviously now there is no glue on the top bit here. So again, what I would advise is just get that glue stick and then just start to apply just a little bit of glue on it as well, because we'll start to overlap some more paper. Okay, and this is very much just the foundation because we will start to glue some stuff onto one side over here, and I'll show you what I mean when we get there. Okay, right, I would love another bit, maybe a nice dark red bit. There we go. And again, I'm just gonna now, yeah, apply that. Lovely. Now what I did do when I was cutting up my kind of paper here, I did kind of make them a little bit long, a little bit elongated, because the shape is quite an elongated spike, would you call it here? So I did kind of work the pieces of paper in that kind of form factor. Of course, you don't have to do that, but I just thought it was a little bit easier. Okay then, and again, I might just apply a little bit more glue just on the bit that we just popped down there. All right, lovely. Okay, and I might start to just pop some stuff off to one side there. Okay, and guys, by the way, rip it as well if you need to make it a little bit smaller. That's not a problem. All right, they're kind of like small enough and easy enough to rip. So yeah, that's also an option. If you just want to quickly tear a bit off, go for it. Nice. Okay, this is looking quite cool actually. This is looking really, really nice. Lovely. Okay, we might go for maybe one more long red bit. And then to start to fill the gaps, that's when we might need to take some of the snippets to one side. Okay, so again, I'm just going to apply that bit of glue, just using the edge there, trying not to go over the lines. Hence why we've got a nice brand new glue stick just for that dexterity. Kind of wanting it to come off to this side now. Lovely. Okay, and we'll see how this works here. Oh yeah, pretty cool. And again, I might just adjust that there. Nice. Yeah, very happy with that. Lovely stuff. Really, really cool. Loving it. Right. Oh, knocking the camera. That's the first knock. Come on, guys. That's the first knock. I'm sure there'll be more to come. Right then. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is start to show you what I mean by just kind of going off to one side here. So I'm going to put the bit of snippet, I'm just going to call them snippets, guys, down onto one side here. Now I'm just going to get the glue stick, okay, and I'm just going to now work that glue just on the bottom of it there. And look at that, peels off perfectly. And then you can start to add a bit more finer detail now. Yeah, there we go. So you're kind of picking out a few smaller bits now, okay, and when you're picking out the smaller bits, and that's what I would do. I'll just take them off to one side. So, oh gosh, this bit here. Okay, so again, I'm just placing it downwards first. If it kind of gets off my hands, I get the glue stick, just give it a bit of a smudge around. That's it, work it into the paper, make sure every single little bit is glued. And then again, why not? We might just come off up here actually, which is quite nice. Yeah, there's just a nice bit of angle here that I might work that into. Nice. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Really, really happy with that. Lovely stuff. Now there's a little bit of a corner just missing up there. So I'll see if I might even need to rip a little bit actually, just to get exactly the shape that I want. Yeah, I might just rip it just there. And it could probably just angle off there maybe. Okay, I think that could work. Right then, so again, even if you don't want to take it to one side, even if it's way too small, just pop it on the glue stick first, then just kind of work it into that paper a little bit. Yeah, and then just take it off. All right, but you can see why that is so handy to just have a bit of plain paper to one side. And here we go, I might just pop that on there. Hey, there we go. That's looking pretty cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, very, very happy with how that has turned out. Really, really awesome. I'm loving that. Now, guys, I have to say, I would have loved to have actually gone around a little bit more here, but I think that is just too small to pop a little bit of collage effect onto the upper parts of the spikes there. I think that's a little bit too much. So I think that is really all we can work with today. And I knew it was quite a small area, so that's why I was thinking to bring into a bit more of an abstract and actually cut now shadow out quite neatly around the actual perimeter of him. And then we're going to actually stick him on to this massive piece here, and yeah, create quite an abstract piece. So yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do now, guys. So just start to tidy up, you know, pop your glue away for now, pop your debris away in the bin now. You don't really need that unless you're looking to do something else. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut quite closely around shadow here, and we'll see what happens. So I'll just do a little bit for the camera, and then obviously I'll cut the camera, as I like to say, just to save a little bit of time. So we are really going to go quite close to shadow now. All right, so what we're going to do is I would like to leave a bit of a white border. Now I did say we might have done something with the base of shadow here, but you know what, I think it would be quite good just to go around the perimeter. I think just with kind of my artistic eye, it might work better without a base. Oh, sorry, I'm really way off the camera there. I do apologise.
Oh, sorry, I'm really way off the camera there. I do apologise.
There's me saying, I'll do a little bit for the camera. Guys, you can't even see what I'm doing.
Guys, you can't even see what I'm doing.
Artie Gamer, rough and ready. What the hell do you expect? There we go. Lovely. All right then. And also a bit of a tip with this actually, guys. I would advise kind of like moving the paper rather than the scissors. Does that make sense? Yeah, to get kind of like curved lines, I would advise kind of actually moving the paper. So you're cutting with the scissors, but moving the paper around. Now, you know what, guys? It's actually not taking me too long, so we might as well stay with me, actually, guys. You might as well stay with me. There we go. Lovely. All right, okay, this isn't looking too bad. Just going around, cutting fairly closely, but obviously not directly on that black line there. So there's a bit of a white border. Good. I've done this the best I can, actually, with a camera right in front of me. And then we'll just take off the base there. Okay, there we go. And oh my God, Shadow, come alive.
Oh my God, Shadow, come alive.
There we go. So we now have kind of like a standalone Shadow with a really awesome spike. Now, of course, you're just going to move, again, your debris to one side, pop it in the bin if you need to. Okay, and of course, there we go, scissors and everything. There we go, lovely. Right then, so here we go. We now have, these two bad boys. And you know what? I think it would look really cool if kind of like Shadow is just off to one side here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm really loving like the pops of red there. Pops of red and black. And I actually really like the black line here as well. That is obviously, I guess, T-Break's table there is taking the picture. But I think that works really well, actually. It kind of gives Shadow like a little bit of a backdrop, which is really awesome. I love that. That is really, really cool. I don't actually know if to put Shadow onto maybe like a black base with a bit of paper. So, yeah, that could be a thing. We might not go directly straight on with just paper. I could put like a black border around him. I don't know if that would work well or not, because it does kind of look like a big sticker there. Oh gosh, it really is hard to tell. You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm actually going to create a little bit of a black border for Shadow, and we'll see what it looks like, and then I can kind of compare the two. All right, give me 2 seconds. Okay, and here we go. And yes, I thought actually Shadow does look really cool with a black border around him. So I went away and stuck him on a black piece of card and then cut round him to match the white border there. And then yes, absolutely, I think Shadow is going to look really awesome just stuck behind this Pokemon here. It's almost as if Shadow is just kind of like won a fight against the Pokemon, or you could interpret it as they've been working together. And I love how this Pokemon there is just kind of like cheering, going like, yeah, or actually in pain. You know, you can interpret it from both ways, but I think that is really, really awesome. Yeah, I love it. And you know what? Like, I almost kind of like want like another thing up here, like a little bit of a sticker. Yeah. You know what, guys? Yeah, this could be a thing. Like, T-Break could do like a really awesome kind of like piece, and then I could have like my own artwork dotted around, almost like stickers on a really cool backdrop. So yeah, I think there is definitely more to come with our collaborations here. Yeah, really, really awesome. But I just love how the black and red colors really, really work here. So what we're going to do now is we're simply going to stick Shadow onto T-Break's drawing here. And yeah, there we go. That will be our piece complete. So again, here we go. I would advise just getting a little bit of paper here. Actually, this has got a little bit of glue on. So 2 seconds. Let's just try and get a bit of a clean piece. I didn't realise. Oh gosh, knocking the camera again, guys.
Oh gosh, knocking the camera again, guys. Second time.
Okie dokie, so here we go. Just getting a piece of paper now. And of course, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get a lovely bit of glue, and we're just going to work that onto the back of Shadow here. And of course, now we've got that piece of paper, it really doesn't matter where we are applying that glue, really. This just allows us to really get that glue right at the edges, because the worst thing is with something like this, you've got a really cool piece and then, you know, it's all fraying up at the edges, and that's not what you want at all. You know, you want that to be super, super flat, don't you? There we go. Lovely. And just really start to work that glue. Yeah, nice. Okay, and then you can just apply a little bit in the middle. And what you've just seen there is how I normally stick my artwork on. Obviously you might have different ways of doing it, but that is definitely worked for me throughout all the years I've been doing this. So yeah, there we go. Right then, so that is fully nice and glued. And then what I'm going to do is now I'm going to stick this bad boy on just at the angle that I thought was really cool. How yeah, it's kind of like, looks like they've either been working together or they've had a bit of a fight. There we go. So just angle them off ever so slightly. Come down a little bit. There we go. Okay, and I think that is a perfect placement. Yes, absolutely. And of course, guys, yes, just come back with a piece of paper, pop it on, and then that's when we can really start to make sure it is stuck well and truly down by just doing that. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right then, of course, we will reveal this. And oh my word, there we go. How awesome is that? I really do like it. Like I said, it is very much an abstract piece. I really do like it. And you know what, guys? I've even got myself thinking, I think it would look really nice if this whole thing was mounted onto a black border as well. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got anything big enough at the moment, but I can definitely get my hands on something. And yeah, you never know, guys. Maybe another future giveaway. Absolutely. Well, there we go. That is my collaboration with T-Breaks Pokemon and my Shadow the Hedgehog. We're just going to go and wrap up in the main studio, and we'll see what we all think. Woohoo! Okay, there we go. I am so pleased with that. I think that works really wonderfully. Yeah, I love how we've got like this black subtle border around the artwork there, which really ties in with the black accents of Shadow. And then of course we've got this really awesome kind of like red structure of that Pokemon in the backdrop there to really kind of then draw the eye up to the kind of like the reds of Shadow as well. I really love that. And again, this is more of an abstract piece, and again, it's an art style that I don't really dabble with too much, actually. I think I've only ever really done one abstract on this channel, which was another Pokemon. Actually, I'll see if I can dig out some B-roll somewhere. So yeah, absolutely, it is something that I would like to explore more, getting into more abstract stuff, as well as combining with more like realistic and cartoony effects as well, because I think that both genres look really well. And actually, look, you've created something really awesome there. So yeah, fantastic. Like I said, I may look to see if I can actually put the main piece on a black border as well. That might work well. And again, it will kind of tie in with the black border that Shadow is based on here. And then there you go, guys. You never know, a future giveaway. Absolutely. Now, this is actually quite a big piece. So maybe it could be, if we reach 500 subs, you know, that is halfway to 1,000. Can you believe? We are very close to hitting 400. So, you know, not too much longer now. And again, it's just a massive thank you to all you guys for supporting me and this channel. Yeah, so thank you so much. So yeah, there we go. That was my collaboration with T-Break Drawing again. Thank you so much. And guys, if you're not following him on TikTok or YouTube already, please do. He's a great artist, and he does need to get his art out there a lot more, because he is absolutely fantastic. His use of bold colors are second to none. And there you go. We've made a really cool art piece here just by that lovely bold red that he has used. So yes, thank you, T-Break, for that. Well then, guys, yes, that is pretty much it for today. Now, because we have done that, I'm actually not too sure what we do tomorrow, because normally I'll do a bit of a draw and then a let's colour. So you know what, my photographer friend has been sending me some more images. So actually we might do a little bit more of having a look at some of the photographs that he has taken in lots of his games using photo mode, because that will still give us that arty vibe for our weekends. Yeah, so definitely stay tuned for that. Right then, guys, well, that is me for today. I hope you liked that video. Definitely get those comments rolling as well, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's TikTok live and YouTube video too. That is me, Artsy Gamer, over and out.